Hey everyone, Hutchio for Lego Studios. Welcome to Building Hoth Week 4, or Episode 4, whichever one you want to call it. And today's episode is kind of a special one, just because the day of this recording is on May 4th, or May the 4th, which is Star Wars Day, basically, and the Star Wars fans. And the whole reason of Star Wars Day, or May the 4th, is friends usually get together, watch Star Wars movies, nerd out with Star Wars. But my friends were kind of busy today, so I only watch Star Wars technically by myself, other than one movie. But other than mentioning that today's May the 4th, I just want to also say before getting into this episode, I did purchase some things for May the 4th. I'm not gonna say it on camera. I purchased a couple things, and I was able to get the BB-8 poly bag, so I'm excited for that. That should be arriving next week, so stay tuned for that. But getting that out of the way, in today's episode, we got quite a lot done. I've also figured out how I want to do these episodes. Previously, in the last week or two, I haven't mentioned this, but I've been thinking whether I want to build on camera or build off camera. Now, building on camera means I have to do it all today. Building everything today on each recording day. Which I'm fine with, but that means I have a bit of limited time because I have to get the recording set up, I got to get it uploaded, I got to get it edited and all that stuff, so I can't have as much time as I would if I do it off camera. So I decided to do it off camera during the week because I got you guys can't see it now, but I got a lot done this week. I got plates down, I got a lot of the trench done. I got a lot done this week, but I was able to do it this week because I didn't have a limited time. Where in a video where if I build on camera, I would have a little bit limited time, and I'll mention a little bit. But I think that's going to be it for the intro. Hope you guys are excited for this week's episode. I know I am. So let's get. So starting this episode off, I'm showing this side of the mock, which is the left side. As you guys saw last week, last week was kind of a weird week because Aiden and Braden and Drake was over. And I was gonna do the video earlier, but Aiden wanted to be in it, so and Braden came over earlier, so he was in the video. And it got a little weird in the video if it seemed awkward. But in the last week, pretty much, they did a whole section of the wall right there, or the border on the mock, to make it look a lot nicer. That way, there's not parts showing inside, where if you go on the side of the mock, you see parts on the inside, where, it just looks a lot nicer. Now, they did have a full, one going from that side, my hand's not in the way, that side to this side. Now, as you can see, this wall's still here, but that's not. That's gone. The reason for it was no fault to them, but there's kind of a mishap with it. And so I'd take it apart, and I was like, okay, well, it's a lot harder to work over there, just because I've got my TV, my chair, my cabinet with a bunch of instructions and a bunch of other Lego stuffs. So it's a bit harder, but it's not a big deal. But I was like, being I started like a bit of the trench on this side last week, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to work on that side. So I took that chunk and took it out. I put it on this side, and I used the rest of the bricks on this side. So that's a small little portion. That portion is done. I just got to do that side, which I'm not worried about. So that side, that border part of the mock, that's done. Now on this side, which I'm about to show, I did this throughout this week because I've decided that in these episodes, because they tend to be a longer episode, which they usually end up being 20 minutes, if not a little lower, which I'm fine with, but you guys might not have the time or something like that to watch the whole 20 minutes. So, to save you guys on video watching, and as well as me myself worrying about limited time building in the video, and of course getting it all done for the video edited it will record it, edit it, and upload. So this is a bit easier because one, I actually have a whole week to work on it, and so like as you guys so last week there was very little done other than that wall being done, and then like two of the trench pieces high. That's it. So not literally not a lot, not even a bit. This is I guess you could say a bit, but nothing like too crazy. Saying like, oh my goodness, look how much work you've done. Where in this week I've done a whole lot. So I'm excited to show you this. And what I want to say by this whole week is I started working on it Monday. I got like the idea on it. I started working on the trench outline, and I got an overall idea. Tuesday I couldn't work on it because I was a busy day. I had Booster Bricks video to record. I had I had school. I had the live stream to do. And then I went out to go see Avengers for a second time with some friends. And then after that movie, I went out for tacos. And then came home and did a review of the movie with David, which you guys may or may not have seen. So I did not. I literally had no free time Tuesday because I was either doing work for other videos or going out and seeing a movie. So I didn't have time to work on it Tuesday. Wednesday I was able to work on it for a few hours. That's when I kind of worked more on the trenches and partial of the plating. Then Thursday I was able to work on a lot more, and then today I worked enough to the point where I am. So I also worked today a lot more, and a lot got done today. And then during the work I watched Rogue One, which I forgot how much I love that movie. And then after that I took a break to watch Phantom Menace because that's my mom's favorite movie, Star Wars movie. Yeah. So enough of me rambling, so I can show you guys what I got. I also want to show this a bit. Hopefully my shadow isn't annoying. So this is the box. I broke a brick. Oops. The bricks holding these guys together broke. Okay. So the box right here are the 6x6 plates that I show, or I use all the time, for the actual land mass or the terrain and all that. Yeah, that's still a lot. There's still about 200. I was about to say 100. There's still over 200 in this box. And you may be thinking, oh, well, that's still a lot. That doesn't look any different. There's a lot, well, not a lot, but there's a chunk missing. Because I put a lot on the base plate. I think there's about 50, maybe less, maybe more. I don't know. I haven't counted yet. But I think there's about 50 on this base plate, on the mock so far. As well as I've used some of the 4x6 plates for the closer next to the trench. But I just wanted to show you guys. And I realized I'm going to need a lot more. Now, I think I have enough for the rest of, section 1, which is this giant plate, which I'll lift the camera. So, I think I have enough for this whole thing, if not, maybe 1/4 left, where I'll have 3/4 done on this side, and then I'll need another 1/4. So, I think I might have to order a bit more to finish this one. But I doubt it. I have a feeling that I'll be able to finish this. But time to show you what I've done. As you can see, I've got a little border line right there. That's because that's supposed to be a part to hold the plates on. Well, I just showed you a bit of what I did. So it can, hold and not fall over. So yeah, let's show you what I got done. So, that on camera, it doesn't seem like a lot, but trust me, this is Here, let me adjust the camera. There. So, that doesn't seem like a lot done on camera, but this is a lot. I literally mean a lot, because I don't know if you can see this, but that whole thing, that's a whole base plate. That base plate right there, that's one base plate. That's already done. That whole base plate is done. Now, of course, I got that one to finish. And how I know that that's a whole base plate done is because this brick right here, there's a brick right here. That's what connects the two base plates together. So that's the borderline of the base plates. So that's one whole base plate. This one ends right here. That's the end point. So literally, this is a whole base. That whole part is one whole base plate. As you can see, I started building on this side. Not much, but I got as much done that I thought is needed, because next week is going to be pretty much the same work, is, terrain and, trench making. So I didn't want to go because I guarantee I could finish about that whole thing by next week. I have a feeling I can. I just need to, be able to have the time to. So I'm hoping to get that whole area done. I'm hoping to get that whole area done by next week, by the next segment. So you guys can get a small idea of how this part's going to look like. I'll probably be able to get some more done on this side. As you can see, this is what left of my bricks was able to do. Just a bit of that. It still needs this side. It needs 2 more brick layer, 3 more brick layers, 2 more, 1 more. So still need to work on that, but I'm not worried about that. But I'm so happy with what this looks like. So bringing it a bit closer. Boom. As you can see, now of course these are still movable. Now they can still take apart, but even so, if you guys couldn't tell by that, because one, of course, you can tell that's the borderline. If this just had plates on it, how, even looking on camera and looking in person, it's so hard to spot that these are not connected. These, they're so well, it looks so well that it doesn't even look like these can disconnect. I'm sorry, I can't speak today. So this is the look I was hoping to get, where I would not have to worry about it ending up looking off and the connections being weird. So I love the way that looks, and of course I've got one cannon built in. The one thing I had to change. I haven't completed it yet. That's something I was working on today. That was the last thing I was working on. So I haven't completed that yet, of course, because there's some small details I need to complete on it, as well as you can see, there's a black turnable piece. That's how these guys spin. I need to change that to white. I only have them in black from older sets, so I need to change it to white like that one. That way it blends in with the mock a lot easier and a lot nicer. But for now, it gets the point across. So I'm going to pause the recording again, get a better look of the trench. Okay, so we're back for the final part, showing you guys what I did with the trenches. Again, I still have Captain America on in the trenches. I still don't know why I put him there. I haven't really moved him. I moved them once because I had to make, of course, those thicker, make it look a lot nicer. But I literally just replaced him there. Now, of course, he's not going to stay there, just because why would Captain America be fighting on Hoth? That's just an example of how a minifigure is going to look like at the trench heights. It is 3 bricks high and 3 bricks and 1 plate high. That's how tall the trench is. It's going to be a bit taller just because I'm going to use some cheese slopes and some of those curved 1x2s, to make little ruffles on the edges of these to make it look a lot nicer and make it, more realistic where it doesn't just look like this. So that will be added later, probably near the end or something like that, or months ahead. So I'm not worried about that. But for the time being, I think it looks really, really nice. Now, let me move the camera like this. This is how much I was able to do. I'm going to have to scoot the mock down a bit. So that's how much I was able to do. To that point, that's the right size. I still need to, work in that cannon, of course. That's just that height. That is the right spot it's going to be. I just need to, work on the trenches to add to that area and make it look a lot more nicer and, better in the mock. So that is going to be there. That's just, by the look of it, it's just for this time. Then there's that cannon, of course, again. Again, I'm going to change this to white later on, and I've got some details on it, but I'm not finished. And I'll show that little add-on thing in a second. But I wanted to show you guys what the trenches look like. So, camera to this side. This is what it looks like. This is what the trench looks like. Let me get on my knees, or no, I guess you could go like this. That's what it looks like. Captain America's eye level towards the plating. So it is minifig eye level, which I really like. Turn that down. So it is eye level again. If not a bit lower than eye level, but it should be eye level after I add, these guys later on. So I'm not worried about that. The trenches, again, I love the look of the trenches. There's a bunch of different designs that I was going to go with, but this just ended up being my favorite looking one. It's just a mixture of these roof 2x4 roof tile pieces, and the 2x2 roof piece tile pieces. I can't think of the name. It's on a list somewhere, but it's a mixture of those guys. The gray pieces being like rock formation, rocks sticking out of the snow. White being of course the snow-covered rocks, and the gray just poking out just because it looks a lot nicer. And I love the way this trench looks. It goes all the way down here. Slight issue I had building this whole area with the trenches. It came to an edge right here. I had to shorten it a bit because if I kept going, it would have came in touch with these guys. And this is how the mock connects, and so that would be a problem. And I fixed it. So even so, it looks a lot nicer. My only problem is with this guy, which will be fixed later on. So this is all ready for the next stage of the mock later on, and I'll be able to connect it fine. Now this area for the final part I wanted to show you guys is the little electronical device that powers the cannon, because if you look closely in the movie or in Battlefront, these are actually powered by a generator. That's the word. And originally I was going to do the same thing with this, like in the Lego set, where I have a tube, with a generator right here, going with a tube, and then having a piece like that. I like that idea, and I'll probably use it for the other one over there, but I really wanted to give it my own design. And I really like the look of this. So, give it a bit of detail. I'm going to start doing these earlier in the day, because the lighting will be a bit better. The reason why I've been doing it much later is just because working earlier in the day. So this is what it looks like. Little control piece right here, or the generator. I'm actually using one of those hook pieces that I got in booster bricks that I got a bunch of. I got like 10 of them. That's connecting this, so this can just hang there. Then I've got the small little piece right here, adding a bit more detail. Whoops. And then these are supposed to be like the wires connecting this. It doesn't even touch it. Well, it is touching, but it doesn't affect it from spinning. Just a little. I just like how the way it looks. I think it looks really nice. Because one, it's not a normal wire piece or a random one piece that bends. It's just a normal lightsaber piece, or this is the smaller lightsaber piece. I just love the way this looks. Again, this is not the final details around it. There's just a bit of snow drift right there. It'll be changed later on because I'll be adding more around it. So that's the one generator for this thing. I love the way this looks. And I probably won't change it a lot. I might change it a bit, but not too much. But I think that's going to be it for this episode of Building Hoth. I like the way this is looking. I just love the way this trench looks. I hope you guys like it because this is one. I think this is one of the hardest parts of the mock. Some other people might say, "Oh, the minifig AT-AT is going to be a bit harder," or the Echo Base is going to be harder. But my only thing to say about that is the AT-AT is going to be difficult, but it's going to be a bit easier than these because it's got instructions. So the instructions is going to be a bit easier than going off design in my head. Then Echo Base is going to be a bit tad harder than the AT-AT because one, it's ginormous. But the bases have always been Lego bases have always been my thing. I've always created Lego clone bases or just bases in general. I've always been really good at that. So I'm excited to work on that. But that's more of a easier thing in my opinion. So I'm gonna end it here. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Again, I think this is how I'm gonna be doing these segments where I build off camera throughout the week and then show you guys my progress on the mock, on camera. Now, let me know if you guys want me to change it. I think this is the way I'm going to do it just because it's a lot easier on me because I don't have to worry about timing, as well as it's a lot easier going through the week where in one day I'm kind of stressed pushing myself to do all of it in one day, in just a couple hours. Where this is a full week's worth of progress. And I think I got a lot more done in a week than in a few hours. So I like the way this looks like. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this. I think it looks fantastic. I'm so excited for next week. I'm going to try and complete that base plate. I'm going to try. Word being tried, not meaning it's going to be done. So hopefully I can get it done. But I'm not promising anything. So I think that's going to be it. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, hit the like button, as well as stay tuned for next week's episode of Building Hoth, as well as a bunch of other videos that are coming out in the next week or two. As well as comment what you think of the trenches. I like them. Let me know if you guys think I should change anything about it, or if I should add anything, as well as what do you think of this, this generator piece. This is actually one of my favorite things I've done so far. I love the way it looks. I'm gonna probably do more of those types of things for the future canons of those. So, but I think that's gonna be it. Hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys next time.